Good morning, students. Today we will be studying the poem from your literature book named as Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, written by Robert Frost. So let's begin.
Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening was written by American poet Robert Frost in 1922 and published in 1923 as a part of his collection New Hampshire. The poem is told from the perspective of a traveler who stops to watch the snowfall in the forest and in doing so reflects on both nature and society. Frost claimed to have written the poem in one sitting. So the poem starts like this. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His horse is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. So the narrator of the poem stops by some woods on his way one evening. The narrator knows the owner of the woods and even where he lives. He is a bit relaxed thinking that the owner of the woods lives in the village and so he won't see the narrator stopping here. Therefore, he can continue watching the natural beauty of his snow-covered woods. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. In the second stanza, the narrator of the poem says that his dear horse, whom he is using as his carriage, must think it strange to stop here between the woods and the frozen lake in a dark evening, as he normally stops near a farmhouse. In this stanza, the narrator suggests that the weather is cold enough to freeze a lake. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The horse is shaking its head, ringing the bell attached to its harness, as if he is asking his master whether there is any problem, as it is unusual for him to stop by the woods in the darkness. And the important thing in this stanza of the poem, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, is the sound imageries. There are only three sounds: the sounds of the harness bell, light wind, and the snowflakes. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Here in the last stanza, the narrator describes the woods using three adjectives: lovely, dark, and deep. This indicates that he is enjoying the scene and wants to do so for long. But he has other responsibilities in life. He has to go a long way before he sleeps. So he cannot get the enjoyment for long. He has to move on. And the important thing here is that the poet repeats the last line to attract the attention of the readers. We in our real life have many things to look at with awe, many things to enjoy, but in most cases we cannot simply, because we have other things to do in our short lifespan. So we have to move on.
Hope you all have understood the poem. Thank you.